If you want the look for less, stay tuned. I have 8 of the hottest brands in contemporary fashion right now and really, really good substitutes that are not going to cost you an arm and a leg. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist and my whole focus is to help you build a wardrobe that you love. I want you to look beautiful. I want you to feel confident every single day. Now, a couple of quick things that I have coming up. I've oodles and oodles and oodles of guides coming up for my Style Confidence Club. Ladies, if you do not know what the Style Confidence Club is, you should absolutely join us. We have weekly workshops. We have like these incredible, I'm doing these guides based on your color type, on your body type, these fall capsule wardrobe guides that are going to be exclusive to the Ladies and Style Confidence Club. So definitely encourage you to check that out. I also do have a masterclass series happening this summer every other Monday or so. The next one is this coming Monday, August 11th. We're going to be talking about everything you need to know to create the perfect outfit, like how to simplify that process. So putting together daily outfits is a streamlined process for you. Okay, let's get into it because I have some fun stuff to cover today. I kind of thought it might be fun because a lot of times somebody will share something from a brand and I'll hear someone else say, yeah, I love that, but it's so expensive. Is there a less expensive version of that? How can I get that look for less? And I thought, okay, some of the more popular brands that have either been shared just in general or shared in my Facebook groups, brands that are really popular with my clients, brands that are really popular in this community. I thought it would be fun to break down 8 of these brands and kind of talk about brands that do very similar, have a very similar aesthetic to the brands on this list, but do it at a much less expensive price. So let's get started. The first brand I want to talk about is Staud. I love Staud. I think I first fell in love with them because of their very, very cool bags, but it's a contemporary, hip, cool, like fashion line. They are known for kind of modern, a little bit minimal, a little bit quirky, a little bit retro inspired, maybe a little bit 70s inspired, but very, very cool pieces. And they've really just become one of the hottest brands over the last few years. So they have a few signature pieces that I want to break down for you. And I want to give you some alternatives to these signature pieces. Now, the brand that I think does Staud almost as well as Staud does is a brand out of Vancouver called Oak and Fort. So it's a contemporary fashion and lifestyle label. They were founded in 2010. They offer, their whole aim is to offer accessible luxury. They're a little bit minimalist. They're a little bit more minimalist and a little bit more neutral than Staud, but with so much of the same like sensibility. You know what I mean? Like it's like they speak the same language. So I'm going to share 3 of the hottest like go-to best-selling iconic items from Staud, and then the version at Oak and Fort, which will give you the same look for less. So okay, the first item from Staud that is just one of their iconic regular best-selling items is their fair top. They also have this in a dress, but the fair top is kind of where it's at. Often comes in a striped version. It can come in solid versions, but this is just a perennial that comes out season after season, year after year for them, and it's a bestseller for a reason. It's such a cool top. So the fair top from Staud is $195, right? So quite expensive. It's kind of asymmetrical. It's cool. It's a little minimal. It's a little off the shoulder thing happening, but $195. So Oak and Fort, their version is $48, which is a quarter of the price. I think that's a fabulous deal. And then Mango beats them even with a version for $30. And Mango's is striped, which is kind of the way I picture the Staud fair top. Mango has a striped version, and they also have solid versions. So and there's a version out there for every price point. So if this is the type of style that interests you, definitely check out my catalog. I'm going to have the highs and lows of each of these items because at the end of the day, we're all going to shop based on our budgets and based on our values and our priorities. Some of us are going to be like, $200 for a top that I'm obsessed with, absolutely. And other people are going to like, maybe that's not for me. So there's no judgment here. I'm just giving you options and then you can choose accordingly. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the Wells dress. This is possibly one of my favorite things from Staud. This is a midi dress that has a square neckline, that has wide enough straps that you can easily wear your bra, like just a regular bra. It's got kind of corset seaming in the front. It's just a beautiful, beautiful polished dress. Now, the Wells dress, depending on the fabric, runs from $295 to $395 at Staud. So it's definitely a premium dress. It's a very nice quality dress that you can plan to have in your wardrobe for quite a long time. Now, if you're looking to get this look for less, Oakenfort does have a version for $118. So about half the price of the Staud version for the Oakenfort version. And I absolutely love it. I will say though, I think I might even like the Gap version better. And Gap has a couple of different versions of this in like denim, in linen, and a couple of different materials, and cotton poplin. And Gap's version is only $80. So you really can't beat that from Gap. But definitely, if you're looking for that kind of whole Staud aesthetic, just check out Oakenfort. It's a Vancouver-based brand, and they have some really, really cool stuff, and you can't go wrong. Okay, the last thing that I think Staud is absolutely known for is what they call their moon bag. I think this is the bag that first put them on my radar, and it's just something that's so iconic and has become, again, a perennial favorite at Staud. So the moon bag is $250. Now, I did not find the moon bag at Oakenfort, although there are multiple versions of it everywhere, from Portland leather to JW Pay. There's just, everyone has a version of the moon bag, but the one that I thought was the most reasonable and also the most similar was from a brand I've worked with in the past called Stanton. Theirs is $50, and I think it is almost every bit as chic as the moon bag from Staud. It's just a cool bag. It's just a cool bag, and I just think whatever price works for you, like maybe this is something that's on your radar, and it's something I would definitely consider. Okay, the next brand I want to talk about is one that's just been a favorite, a crowd pleaser for a really long time, and it's Free People. I love Free People, although I do sometimes think that Free People's pranking us. Sometimes I think that they're pranking us like, do you really think you're going to be able to pull this off? I'm going to put out the craziest thing out there, and I'm going to see you try it on and see if it works for you. Because some of their stuff is legitimately a little hard to wear and unflattering, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm still drawn to it. It's so feminine and romantic and boho and flowy and all the things. And it's also definitely pricey. Now, Free People, I feel like Amazon is going for Free People. Like they're just out to get Free People, because Free People, there are so many Free People dupes on Amazon. It is ridiculous. So my first pick for a Free People dupe brand has got to be Amazon, because they're just I mean, I think if you search Free People dupes on Amazon, you'll come up with a bunch. And I am going to link my Free People dupe. And dupe is a harsh word, because these are not really dupes. They're not exact copies. They're just kind of inspired. But I'm going to link my catalog from Amazon that's got like Free People inspired styles. I'll link it in the description box. But anyway, that was a tangent. The other brand I think that does Free People almost better than Free People is Petal and Pup. I discovered Petal and Pup on Nordstrom. It's a huge brand, a huge site. Definitely you're not going to get the quality on Petal and Pup or on many of these lower priced brands as you are on the original, but for the style, and they have great quality for the price, and for the style you can't beat it. Like really, really, really cute stuff. So Petal and Pup, Amazon, those are tied for Free People inspired brands. Now let's look at a couple of my favorite pieces from Free People. The first is the Bluebell Maxi. I just ordered this. I love this dress. I have been eyeing it for a while. I just have so many dresses, and I just finally couldn't resist. What's great about this maxi is it comes in a variety of colorways, a variety of patterns. It is sort of not patchwork exactly, but different patterns. It's mixed patterns along the different tiers of this maxi dress. It's got these ribbon ties at the shoulders. It's just so pretty and so feminine and so breezy. Now, again, Amazon has come for the Bluebell Maxi, and they have multiple versions of this. But the ones I want to share with you today, the original Bluebell Maxi from Free People is $168. Now, I found one at Charming Charlie. Remember Charming Charlie with like all the necklaces and stuff? Charming Charlie for $40. $40. It was on sale, but $40 at Charming Charlie. And then Walmart has a version for just under $20. $20 for Walmart's version of the Bluebell Maxi. Now, the thing about the Free People Bluebell Maxi is that the pattern, the print on it is a little bit faded, a little bit aged. You know, it kind of has that softened boho look, whereas some of the inspired by dresses don't have that same kind of fading of the pattern. The patterns look a little bit bolder, a little bit brighter. So shop accordingly, but they're beautiful, they're comfortable, they're effortless, they're feminine, and they are a fraction of the price. Okay, now let's talk about the Hot Shot onesie. Some of you are gonna hang up on me after you see this, but this is like a super viral product for free people, and it's like a weekend jumpsuit, super comfy, loungy, like, you know, sit on the couch with your friends, or, you know, run errands in. This is just a really a best-selling piece for free people, and it's called a onesie for a reason, because it's that easy and that effortless. Now the thing about the free people onesie is it does come down really low between the legs. I will just say that it looks like in the crotch area, it just like hangs really low down there. It's kind of like a harem style pant at the bottom, you know, I don't know, it's that look. So just buyer beware, but it is $70. Okay, so Amazon has a version, of course they do, because I told you Amazon's going after free people, for $19. So inspired by this one for $19. Halara has a version that's not that much cheaper than the free people version, but it is cool. It does come in a slightly different material, and it does have less of a droopiness between the legs, and it's $50 from Halara. And then another version that I saw that I thought looked definitely a little bit more flattering than the free people version. So it's not quite as flowy. It's the Old Navy version. That's $24. So Old Navy, free people, $24, $70. If you're like, that could be comfy and cute, but I really don't want to spend $70 on it because I don't think I'll wear it that much, that might be the way to go. Okay, now let's look at the Pepita midi. This is a mixed media midi dress, I believe. So it's a knit at the top and a woven material at the skirt. And as soon as I saw this, I really actually thought it was my Quince dress. I thought it was the exact same dress. And then I was like, wait, that's a Free People version. So Free People's is $90, which I don't really think is all that crazy. It's a beautiful dress, and I'm gonna show it in the same color. I actually have it in the same color, and I just love it. And then Quince has their version. This is the one that I just bought that I cannot get enough of. I absolutely love this dress. I expected it to be like an easy throw on and go very casual dress. Actually, it's a little bit more of a fitted and a little bit more of a polished and dressier dress, which was something I wasn't expecting, but was pleasantly surprised by, because I needed more of that in my wardrobe, and I absolutely love this dress. So this Quince version, the Free People was $90, the Quince version is $60. And then Kohl's has a version on sale right now. Not quite the same thing, not quite the same structure or polish, but kind of a similar vibe to it, for $20. So these mixed media dresses are everywhere, but this is Free People's answer to that. Okay, now we're going to talk about Sezane. I love Sezane. I love that whole French aesthetic. I just love it. And Sezane just does what they do so well. And the brand that has always reminded me of Sezane is Rehoas. Rehoas is a brand I've worked with in the past. If my code still works, I'll pop it up and I'll put it in the description box. I don't know, you know, sometimes it's just a periodic thing for a video, but I've worked with them multiple times in the past, and they definitely have always given me Sezane vibes. Like, it's that whole French girl aesthetic, and I love it. So I think that Rehoas is a really great place to look for Sezane inspired items. So the first thing I want to share, again, the items that I'm reaching for in these videos are the ones that are like their tried and true favorites, bestsellers that come back year after year. And so for Sezane, one of those is the Guest Bar cardigan. This is a mohair cardigan with beautiful like pearly buttons on it, and kind of like a rib texture that you can wear front or back. So you can unbutton it a little and wear it as a sweater facing forward. You can unbutton it a little and wear it, you know, backwards. Like, it's just such a cool cardigan, and it's an iconic piece from Sezane, and it's $120. Now, there is a British brand called Palome, that I wish I could shop, but it's a British brand, and they have their version, and I don't know that they call it their version, but it's a very similar type of sweater called the Madeleine sweater. That's 65 pounds. So I think this is an absolutely beautiful version from Palome. I really did actually have a hard time finding something close enough to the Sezane Guest Bar cardigan, but the closest that I found in the US is the Quince. It's I think it's called their Yak cardigan. It's got a beautiful, beautiful material, beautiful texture. It's got that ribbed detail, just like a spar cardigan does, and it's $60. So it was like about to sell out when I recorded this video, as I'm recording this video, and hopefully by the time this video goes live, there will be more of them in stock. Otherwise, that's something we're gonna have to watch for, because it's the closest that I found to the Sezane cardigan. Okay, now another thing that I love from Sezane is their very, very feminine blouses. They have beautiful, beautiful feminine blouses. And I just absolutely love like that white lace blouse with jeans, like that very French girl, like with a pair of cute like ballet flats, maybe a pair of mesh ballet flats. I love, love, love that look. Now, my Petite Studio blouse will get you like almost to that Sezane look. I love this blouse, and Petite Studio is having a sale right now, so I will make sure you've got that information below, but it's that white like embroidered long sleeved high neck, just very, very pretty, that is very reminiscent of the Sezane Clos blouse. And I love the Clos blouse from Sezane. It's $125. They have different versions of it. They have a silky version, but this is their like white cotton embroidered version, and I think it's just beautiful at $125. Now, there is a European brand called Liberty with IE at the end that has a really, really beautiful version of this for 42 euros. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. So less than half the price of the Sezane, and I think just every bit as beautiful. It is white, it is cotton, it's feminine. It's important that the style has to be a natural fiber, like otherwise you just ruin the French girl vibe. Like it has to be cotton or linen. And then there is a Rehoas version also of this top for $38, which I think is a fabulous, fabulous version. So definitely the Clos shirt from Sezane is just one of those pieces you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of. And then the final thing I want to talk about from Sezane is their Will jacket. Again, this is an iconic jacket. It ranges from, I have it at $145 here, but the price goes up depending on the fabric. So the regular Will jacket is about $145, but they also have it in suede, and so then it's going to be more expensive. But this is just essentially their chore jacket, their shacket, and it's a fabulous perennial. It's been around forever. They're not getting rid of it. Like it's just one of those pieces that is worth kind of the investment, in my opinion. And then you're going to find other versions of it. Now, what kind of makes the Will jacket iconic? It's got two big pockets at the bottom part of the jacket. It's got a high neck. It's got a collar. It's got cool sleeves. So I was really trying to find something that had very similar details to the Will jacket. The closest I found, Everlane at $98 and Madewell at $90. They both had kind of inspired by, that jacket style. It's not obviously unique to Sezane. Everyone has a version of this jacket, but these are the ones I could find that were the closest to Sezane. And then Walmart had Walmart is just crushing it in this video, had a $25 version that I thought was one of the closest ones that I saw. So you can't get over that. And then Quince has a version, I just bought it, I think it's $60. I bought it in black. That also is a really good kind of substitute for the Sezane jacket. Okay, now let's talk about Veronica Beard. One of the most popular brands on my channel is Veronica Beard, and it's also one of the most expensive. It's one that I hear people ask about a lot because it is such an iconic, gorgeous, glamorous brand, and it is really quite expensive. So very excited to have some Veronica Beard-esque inspired styles and brands to share with you today. I'm gonna give Veronica Beard kind of like a panel of other stores and brands that kind of check the boxes, because Veronica Beard does like elevated workwear, like polished pieces, and then it also does a little bit of like pattern and print and some more statement-y pieces. And so these brands kind of combine what Veronica Beard does. So the mix is Club Monaco for the polished essential workwear pieces, and Quince also for some polished workwear kind of minimalist pieces, and then Mango for the more trend-driven or the statement pieces. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the Veronica Beard scuba knit jacket, the Miller jacket. Now she's got other jackets, but this is like the one that everybody asks about. It's got these dickies that you can switch out, and it's just her iconic jacket. It's a beautiful, beautiful scuba knit material, and it is $695. Now, there is nowhere to go for this but the Quince version of it. I have it. I adore it. It also has dickies. I have the gray cashmere one. I mean, it is just the most comfortable, wearable, versatile, effortless, cool, chic jacket at $100. So it's 1/7 the price of the Veronica Beard jacket. So again, you choose accordingly, but they are both absolutely beautiful and both have that versatility and are convertible so that you can switch them out so that they look polished one day and more casual the next. I will say I wear my quince jacket with the cashmere dickie on a plane a lot as kind of like a coat, and it's just perfect. Okay, the next thing that I think Veronica Beard is known for, I can recognize a Veronica Beard print from like a mile away. I know their prints. Their prints are subtle, small scale, neutral, and just cool. They're just cool. And they just have a specific look that I think is unique to Veronica Beard. And so it's kind of hard to find someone that does that same type of print. But the closest that I found was Mango. And so I'm gonna pop up here a beautiful, beautiful Veronica Beard animal print blouse for $478. Now, I know it's a silk blouse, but it hurts my head and it hurts my mouth to say $478 for a silk blouse. I know silk is expensive. I know it's Veronica Beard, but that's an expensive blouse. Oh my goodness. So $478 for the silk blouse from Veronica Beard. Now, fortunately, I found you, it's not exactly the same, but I will say Mango has a ton of patterns that very much speak Veronica Beard-esque like language. They really do. And this one, it's not the exact same thing, but it just looks like Veronica Beard adjacent, Veronica Beard related. It's $38. So $478 or $38. Like, you take your pick, but I think it's a great option for Mango. It's not silk. It's not going to be the Veronica Beard quality, but if you want that look for less, I feel like that's a great option. Okay. The next and last thing I want to talk about from Veronica Beard is their Marbo pants. These pants are just a beautiful wide leg pleated trouser that is elevated and elegant and checks all of these boxes, and it's just fabulous. This pant is almost $500. I think it's $498 from Veronica Beard. Fortunately, I found an Ann Taylor version that is very, very, very similar for $119. So very, very similar. A fifth of like 20% of the price pretty much for the Ann Taylor one versus the Veronica Beard one. And I will have other versions, even less expensive, at different price points for you. But it's that wide leg pleated trouser that we've seen, for the last couple of years now. It's not going anywhere, and Veronica Beard does it better than almost anyone. Okay, let's move on. The next brand I want to talk about is Tuckernuck. Now, when I think of Tuckernuck, I just love Tuckernuck. It's so much fun and whimsy and femininity and color and pattern, and I really think of their dresses. And so I want to share a store that when I came across the store, I was like, is this like Tuckernuck Jr.? It's Avara, and Avara almost does Tuckernuck better than Tuckernuck does. Like, they just look so much like Tuckernuck. Like, they have the aesthetic down, and their prices are a fraction of the price, half to a third of the price of Tuckernuck prices. So I'm going to show you 3 of Tuckernuck's iconic dresses, and I'll show you the Avara versions next to it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The first dress is the Callahan dress. This is like one of the best sellers on Tuckernuck. It's just an easy breezy tunic dress with a drop waist, a little ruffle at the bottom, comes in a lot of patterns, comes in denim and cottons, and it's just a perennial dress that they roll out season after season, and it's a popular favorite. And that dress is $148. Now, Avara has their version of the Callahan dress that they call the Frankie dress, and it's $88. So what is that, a $60 difference? So it's the Callahan dress from Tuckernuck or the Frankie dress from Avara. About $60 difference, can't beat that. Now, the Crawford dress is another dress that very much says Tuckernuck to me. It's just beautiful, it's feminine, it's flowy, it's floral. To me, it's just such a Tuckernuck dress. It's $198. Now, of course, Avara has its own version. It's called the Julianne dress, and it's $74. So definitely, well under half price for that. And I think you're getting the vibe without the price tag. And then the last one is the Collier lace dress. This is $188 from Tuckernuck. It's a very pretty, very preppy kind of tunic style dress. You know how I love a good tunic dress. I think they're universally flattering. And it's got 2 different neutrals in it. I think it's just a beautiful, elevated, elegant dress, $188. Okay, Avara has their Shannon dress for $74. And I think that's a great, great price. So less than half the price. Again, just a really, really good dress from Avara. And so Tuckernuck, Avara, take your pick. You can't go wrong with either of them. Okay, Farm Rio is next. I love Farm Rio. You know, Farm Rio is one of my absolute favorite brands. This brand has my heart. They speak my love language. And the thing about Farm Rio is it ushered in, whether it was the spearhead of this movement or this trend, or whether it was just, you know, going along for the ride, but they brought in these really bold, colorful, tropical prints that we have now that everyone is doing. I've seen them everywhere from White House Black Market to Banana Republic to Nordstrom to Bloomingdale's. Everyone is doing these bright, colorful, tropical prints. But Farm Rio is really the gold standard when it comes to these prints, and their prints are so unique. They're very, very, very well done. They're very elegantly done. The color palettes are just beautiful. Like, they just do it very, very well. So I don't know that we can beat Farm Rio, but the brand that is going to attempt to take the Farm Rio throne, and that has, they have a ton of other stuff that is not at all Farm Rio inspired, but they have a lot of Farm Rio inspired styles as well, and it's called Flying Tomato. I sometimes see them at Marshall's and TJ Maxx. Flying Tomato, again, it's not that everything on Flying Tomato looks like Farm Rio, but they have a lot that does. So I'm going to share some examples here. First thing, I'm just going to share categories for this because we're not going to get the same print as Farm Rio, and that's really what we're going for here, is we're looking for a Farm Rio-esque print and silhouette. So first I'm going to talk about a blouse. I'm going to pop up the Flying Tomato blouse. It is $50. It's beautiful. It's feminine. It's, you know, it's got the full sleeves. It's got the boho vibe. It's got a fabulous print, and it's $50. Now the Farm Rio version of this, great print, great details, beautiful elevated fabric, all of the things, $230. So $50 to $230, the blouse from Flying Tomato versus the blouse from Farm Rio. Okay, next, the jumpsuit. I think that Farm Rio's jumpsuits are incredible. So this is a hard act to follow, but I tried. So the Farm Rio jumpsuit is $200, and I looked at a variety of them. They all seem to be $298. They're beautiful. The fabric is beautiful. The details are beautiful. They put so much like thought and care into their designs. Their patterns are incredible, like all the things. So $298 for Farm Rio. Now the Flying Tomato one is $68. $68, that's a ridiculously good price. And I would say this print is definitely Farm Rio inspired. And then this dress, I love this dress. I think it is so pretty. Like on a brand like Farm Rio, the Flying Tomato version, this detail is printed onto the dress, whereas on a lot of other brands, it's embroidered on or appliqued on, which obviously is going to drive up the price. But this Flying Tomato version of this dress is $78. And I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful dress. It's an effortless, like breezy summer dress. I just think it's perfect. Now, of course, Farm Rio has a version of this dress for $248. So again, it's going to be more elevated. The details are going to be better. The quality is going to be better, but it's a much more expensive price. Okay, now I'm going to talk about Spanx and their counterpart Quince. Now, Quince is a brand I work with. You know that. But you know, this video just kind of came together like this, but I will say that Quince does kind of minimalist essentials. They don't do a lot of pattern, and they don't even do a ton of color, but it's really like the place to get like all of the basics and the essential pieces in your wardrobe. And Spanx also has a lot of like basic everyday essential pieces in their wardrobe. So, but they have some things that they are known for better than others, and I wanted to break it down for you because I feel like Quince has some really good substitutes for some of the Spanx pieces. And I actually work with Spanx and Quince, so, and I love them both. So it really depends on your budget. Pick accordingly. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the wide leg ponte knit pants. Now, if I have talked about the ponte knit pants once on my channel from Quince, I've talked about them a million times. I think it's been a million times because they are one of my favorite things that I've ever bought in my life. They make me look like I have a shape. They're glamorous. They make my legs look longer. They make me feel like long and lean and glamorous and tall and all the things. I love, love, love them. I will say, if you do not love to show the shape of your bum and hips, you may want to get the versions of these pants in a twill and not in the ponte knit, because this is designed to be a little figure hugging, which is why it gives me a shape, even though there's not really one there. So the Spanx version of these pants is $50. And like I said, I just bought another pair because I love these and I wear them so, so, so much. Now, Quince has a version for $148. So again, about like 3 times the price for the Spanx ponte knit version. Kind of sucks everything in, makes you look long and lean and slim and all the things, So $150 for Spanx, $50 for Quince. Now, the next thing, I meant to grab that. I might try to pop up a clip here. The Scuba Knit, the Air Essentials, like a loungewear. Now, if you have been under a rock, if you have not heard about Air Essentials, because they are, it's been like one of Spanx's most popular lines for a long time. It's like the softest scuba knit loungewear, just absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's look at the price difference between the Spanx and the Quince set. So the Spanx set, the top is $89 and the pants are $110, bringing the total of the set to $200. I have this set in red. I feel like it is worth every penny. It is pillowy soft. I just got it a few weeks ago and I cannot wait to start wearing it. I feel like this is such a cozy and cute outfit, and red, it's my signature color. So, but it is a $200 set. Now, Quince, I also have their version in wine. It's kind of like an eggplanty color. It's a little bit muted, but it's just such a beautiful color, and it's one of the key colors for fall. And the set from Quince is $85. They don't sell either of these as a set, but the top is $40 and the bottoms are $45. So $85 for Quince, $200 for Spanx. I love them both. I wear them both. Let me know which one you like best. And then the last thing I want to talk about from Spanx, they have their Wherever wide leg jeans. These are jeans that are stretchy and comfy and like hold everything in and are just super, super flattering. Something that Spanx is obviously known for. These jeans are $150. Now, Quince has their Bella jeans. I love, love, love these Bella jeans. I wear them all the time. I can curl up on the couch in these jeans and have a cup of tea. Like, they are that comfortable. They are stretchy. They're easy to wear. You can travel in them. They're just such an easy jean. And the Bella jeans are $50. So again, like a third of the price of the Spanx jeans for the Bella jeans from Quince. Okay, last brand. This definitely went on longer than I expected. This is from All Saints. This is All Saints. All Saints is a brand that I just think is such a cool brand. It's a British brand. It's kind of like rocky and like rock chick and edgy and cool and I don't know, like urban. I just love it. I love it. Urban as in like big city kind of urban. I don't know. I just think it's such a cool brand. So All Saints, of course, has things that it's known for and that are iconic in the All Saints world. So I'm going to share them with you, and then a couple of dupes. So if I'm going to look for the All Saints vibe without the price, I will go for Zara. Zara has a lot of cool, edgy, rocker, those types of pieces, and you can truly find them at all of the fast fashion places, kind of like H&M could find it. You could find it at Mango, but I feel like Zara has more of that going on this season than anywhere else. But All Saints just does it different. Okay, so one of the pieces that All Saints is really known for is their Belfern leather jacket. I love this leather jacket. It is fabulous. One of the things I really like about it is that the black version comes with gold or silver hardware. It's very hard to find gold hardware on a moto jacket. I have been looking, and All Saints absolutely has one, which I think is fabulous. So the Belfern jacket is $619. So it's an all leather jacket from All Saints that is like iconic and you're gonna have forever. Now, Avec Les Filles does have a version. I told you their jackets are very, very reasonable. They do have an all leather version for $170, which I absolutely love. Quince has an all leather version for $200 that is a bestseller and is fabulous, fabulous quality. So there are definitely other places to get this beautiful, iconic, like leather moto jacket besides All Saints. And I would say you definitely want to, unless you've got a moral objection to leather, you really want to get this in leather, because I saw it on Banana Republic for $200 and it was vegan leather. Like, it's not going to hold up. It's not as good for, like, it's just not, I have objections to vegan leather if you can afford regular leather. and you don't have a problem with it. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about from All Saints is their tulle skirts. They've got these jagged tulle skirts, like kind of like asymmetric hem tulle skirts that are just super, super cool. They're more rock chic than they are like femme and feminine, but I think they're so, so cool, and I just can never resist a tulle skirt. So the All Saints one is $269. I think this is such a cool skirt. $269. I feel like everyone deserves like a fun party skirt in their wardrobes, and this one might be the one for you. And then Zara has a version for $90. So $269 or $90. Again, both really beautiful options. And then the last thing I want to talk about is the graphic tees. All Saints is really known for their oversized graphic tees, and they're just cool graphic tees. Nobody's going to have the exact same graphic tee as All Saints any more than anyone's going to have the exact same print as Farm Rio probably. But you know, I wanted one that looked kind of had that whole rock chic thing going for it. The All Saints graphic tee is $85, and then this Zara one is $45. So you know, it's half the price. But neither of them are super cheap, but it's half the price, but it's just a great graphic tee, and graphic tees are definitely back with a vengeance for fall 2025. So that was a lot. I was really gonna do 10 and I stopped at 8, and I'm so glad I did because it's already long. I hope that you enjoy this high-low versions of brands and then of specific key, iconic, perennial, best-selling favorite items from those brands. Which of these items has been on your shopping list? Which of these items do you already shop? Which of these items would you like to shop but maybe it's outside of your price point? And which of these, which brand would you like me to cover in a future video? If you like this format and you want me to cover more, if you like this brand, you also like this brand type of videos, let me know in the comments. I get my best ideas from you guys and I appreciate them so much. If you enjoy this video, again, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe so we can hang out some more. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.